Guess you're getting stickers in the cab. Yeah. Welcome to Kansas. So, I have managed to lose my suction cup mount. You know, the one that goes like right here? That way I can prop the camera up. Yeah, I have no idea where it went. But, welcome to Western Kansas, everyone. Today is gonna be the first day of Milo harvest that I'm recording. We've actually been cutting Milo for like, I say a day, probably. We've done, all together, we've done probably 130 acres. And that's over the span of like 4 or 5 days. We have been going to every single field and cutting out a couple of acres and getting yelled at by the elevator because it's about 16% moisture and they want it below 15. So that's kind of what we've been doing for a couple of days. Nothing really record-worthy wise, but I have a feeling today that it might be a little bit drier. You'll haven't missed much. We did put Milo fingers on mine and Tatum's header. That's what those look like. We put those on a couple of days ago. Mom's header is just normal. It doesn't have any fingers on it, but it kind of helps the Milo heads not fall out of the header. But other than that, and like cutting 500 samples, you really haven't missed much. Today we got Dad in the grain cart, Tessa in the other tractor and grain cart. We got Tatum in the combine, Mom in the combine, Cody and Jesse in the trucks. But we're gonna go cut a sample and see what the moisture is. So the moisture has to be under 15%. The past couple of days it's been anywhere from 15.2 upwards to 16.8. So it's kind of all over the place. Honestly, what I'm looking at right here is the exact same as what it has been. Look, now we're almost up to the 16s. But we are allowed 1 wet load a day. So at this rate, we're cutting 1 load a day and taking it in. It's a very slow process. Especially whenever the Milo is making anywhere from 100 to 150 bushel. Well, I guess let's see if Cody gets ripped a new one at the elevator. I guess we gotta wait for what it tests. My guess is that it's gonna be dry this load. It's gonna be about 14.7 or 14.8. That's my guess. Well, it's been about 30 minutes. Cody went and took that load in, and it went in at 14.4. But I know I said that the first load is gonna be dry. I give it 2 more loads, and it's gonna be wet. You watch. We'll see how long this lasts, I guess.
Man, it's dusty. Sorry, Hayden. I was trying to get a cool video, but my auto steer, I just couldn't do it. So, sorry. So at this field, we only have 3 trucks, and I believe they said it's averaging about 108. So the trucks are also traveling about 12 miles down the road to the elevator. But thankfully, we have 2 grain carts, and I believe I'm gonna have to slip seat for this round. So I'm probably gonna hop in the number 1 cart and go catch them while this one's full while we wait on trucks to get back. I had to get in the number 1 grain cart because this one got full and we were still waiting on one of the trucks. But now both the grain carts are full, and Jeff had made the decision to pull one of the combines off, and Tatum's gonna go back into the number 1 cart because when you have 3 combines, they all 3 get full, then you go dump them and you need to dump on a truck because you're full. So the trucks really aren't keeping up super well because we only have 3. So we gotta work with what we gotta work with. Having 2 will give us a little more, the trucks a little more time. So we won't be sitting and waiting on them as much. Try to take an aesthetic video and it's just a little bumpy in here.
Okay, so I think you're gonna load Cody next, maybe. If you do, he's gonna be loaded for the ground pile in Garden City because he has to go back and get his crank that they forgot. So it's just FYI when you write the ticket for Libra.
Okay. You know everything is backed up when there's just solid red on the map. And then obviously all red means that everything is full. Pretty much what I've done all day long is jack with the combine settings trying to clean up this sample. I think it's quite impossible to get a perfect sample whenever the Milo is yielding anywhere from 100 to 150. That's like trying to harvest 100 bushel wheat and trying to clean the sample where there's zero trash in it. There's no way that you can do that without just pouring it out the back of the combine. I don't know. I'm trying to find a happy medium. I've been getting out and looking at the job that we're doing versus the sample. And yeah, if I get it extremely clean, then it just throws it out the back. But if it's extremely dirty, then I'm getting it in the combine. So, I don't know. That's kind of what I've been doing today. Technically, this is like day 4 of Milo harvest, and I'm still trying to play with it. But despite my dirty sample, look at that sunset. I will say, Kansas is full of tumbleweeds, flies, but they do have pretty good sunsets, I will have to admit. Are you ready to go home? You're just ready to get out of this cab. So we got Divs a new Frisbee. I think he's excited to use it tomorrow morning while we're servicing. Yeah, as soon as the sun went down, I mean, it was like every single binful, like every single time we were getting full, it was going up 0.1%. So it was like 14.2. The next binful was like 14.3, 14.4, 14.5, 14.6. And we were like, dang, we only have like a couple more binfuls until we're going to be up in the 15s, which is the shutoff. We decided to pull it here and be safe and not have the elevator scream at us more than they already have. I think one load went in at 16.8 the other day, and they weren't too happy about that. So, I guess we better send them some dry grain. Anyways, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh my gosh, is it windy. Well, good morning everyone. It is currently the next day, and the wind decided to blow today. So it's blowing at like, I think like 25 sustained mile-per-hour winds, gusting at like 40 or something like that. So it makes getting downwind of the combine really fun with the Milo dust. But this morning we're putting on Milo fingers on Mom's combine. So we're kind of tackling that this morning. Tatum already greased and fueled everything. But I'll show y'all an up-close look of these Milo fingers. So this is what it looks like standard on a header. This is just your normal guard. So pretty much whenever you come out to the end of the field, ooh, this thing's running away from me. You cut it, and sometimes it falls back this way. This will catch the Milo from falling out of the header. They're also used for sunflowers, I believed, but they work pretty good in Milo. So it just falls on there, and the reel can rake it in. So I'll show you how you put this on here, if y'all can hear me from that far away. But the guard's kind of hooked in those little square pieces right there. Flash on there just like that. Then you put your guard bolts back in here. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but the guards kind of just stick in there. And then you have these pieces down here, you put your guard bolts back in here. Look at all the Milo on the draper belt. Yeah, that came from the top of my cab. We had a little whoopsie yesterday on a terrace. Those things will get you if you don't pay attention. Divs, are you fighting grass burrs in here? Yeah, I'd imagine so. I don't know if y'all could hear me out there from the wind, but the Milo fingers pretty much just help it whenever you come out to the ends, or really going through the field as well. Sometimes the Milo will like fall back away from the cutter bar and fall out on the ground, and then you run over it, and then it looks like, you know, it's going out the back of the combine. Or whenever you come out to the turn rail, if you have no other Milo to push it into the header, if that makes sense, it'll fall back out if you don't have your reel set just right. They're kind of a pain because it's kind of like a corn header. The way that it sticks out there, probably a foot or so, you can't turn real sharp in the Milo. They'll just like rake it sideways and it'll lay it all over. So it's kind of like a corn header. You can't, you know, just bend corners like you could if you didn't have them on. But the negative to positive aspect, they do a really good job. Anyways, we have about 40 acres in this field to finish up. And then we're gonna be moving to the next field, which possibly is gonna be wet. Like 2 days ago, it was like 15 and a half or something like that. So we'll see what it tests, I guess. But we have about 40 acres left. So we should be able to knock that out pretty quick. Also tonight, it is supposed to get down to like 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So whenever we get back to the camper, we're gonna have to do some winterization to the camper and the water hoses and all of that because, well, I like having water and I don't like having busted water pipes. Well, you can see through the reel, we got one combine and 2 grain carts right there. Right in my mirror, you can see 1 combine right there. Then you got another combine right here. So there's 3 combines, 2 carts coming. And we're trying to bring 2 carts coming. But normally whenever you meet people on the road, you know, roading to the next field, you like pull into an entrance, but they pulled into the entrance that we need to be in. It's kind of a cluster. But we're currently moving fields. I was on the phone the whole time, so I didn't get to record most of that. But we are moved to this field, probably 3 or 4 miles away, and it went in at like 15 and a half, like 2 days ago. So it might still be wet. We're not too sure, but this is gonna be the next driest block for sure. So we're gonna go dabble off into this and see if it's wet or not. If not, then I guess we'll find something to do for the rest of the day. So the Milo that's on this field looks a little different from the other field that we were just on. This stuff is called white Milo. The other stuff is just, well, I guess normal Milo. Now, if you're wanting to know the scientific reasoning on why it's white or red, that is way over my pay grade. But I'm pretty sure that they use white Milo for like bread and stuff. That way the flour can be white. If you use red Milo, then the flour is gonna be like a pinkish red color. But so far, the moisture is mid-13s, so that is plenty dry enough. So I think we're gonna rock on with this field.
Finally have a good day of cutting some Milo, and now the trucks are backed up at the elevator. There's a super incredibly ridiculously long line at the elevator. We're having a great cutting day. It is super windy, but thankful that we're able to actually get something done. It's been kind of exhausting, not exhausting, but just irritating, having to, you know, pick little by little and you like move fields, pick a little bit off, it's wet, move fields, pick a little bit off. It's ridiculous. So I'm super glad that we finally have a good cutting day and then the trucks get stuck. But what can you do? This field is like a white Milo. The last field was like the red one. So when they're dumping on me, it looks like wheat coming out, but it just kind of throws me off a little bit. He obviously lives a super hard, exhausting life. Look at him. The cutest thing ever.
Well, the line at the elevator, or I say elevator, it's more of like a ground pile. There's like a line of trucks. So, with a line of trucks and all of our trucks also in the line, we have both combines full, we have both grain carts full. I don't know, they're kind of behind me. That's what the sample's looking like. It's actually extremely clean. I didn't realize it was that clean. Might have to dirty that up a little bit. We do have some heavy trash in there, like some piece of stock and stuff, but not bad at all. I really need to scoop it back up in there. Well, one of our trucks finally got freed up from the ground pile, and it is now 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But we finished up with the field. We finished up with those 2 little slivers.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I can't fit in front of the combine here.
Okay, let me move.
So now we're gonna, I guess, go down this grass lane right here and head to the next field. Well, we moved fields, cut 1 bin full. Now we're waiting. Well, we finished up for the night. We filled up all of the trucks and all of the grain carts. So we're gonna head to the end of the field, park for the night, and then I need to hurry up and get to the camper and maybe do a little bit of winterization.
How much do you have on now?
So my my hydraulic, whatchamacallit, this thing, shock, came unscrewed from here like a day ago, so that's awesome. So the first key thing that I want to do is I want to heat the underbelly of the camper, because this is where all of your water lines and stuff is out here. These are drains right here for when you actually winterize it, so I don't need to heat this room really. It's what's back behind this black piece, like up in here. That's I don't know if I can show y'all or not. No, the camera don't fit. That is where all of your water lines are. So having a space heater in here really helps. Definitely not recommended, because space heaters are known to burn down campers and stuff. So don't do it. This thing does have a safety button on the bottom, so if it does fall over or anything like that, it'll turn off and it won't like burn anything. It also has like a set temperature control, so it'll turn on and off throughout the night if it needs it or not. So whenever it gets hot enough in here, I think it's like 50 degrees or something like that is what I have it set on, it'll kick off, and then whenever it gets below that, it'll kick back on. Under here is my freshwater drain. I'm gonna close that valve because I had it drained out. I only really hold water on move days that we dry camp, so I can turn this to fill, and it should be filling my freshwater tank. That is a safety net for if the water does freeze, I have loaded water on. I can still brush my teeth and, you know, flush the toilet and stuff. I kind of mummified everything that's in brass out here, which would be my regulator and the splitter right here, because I have to share water with this guy. Also, I just rolled my ankle. Why is there like badger holes in the RV park? I thought that was just in the fields. Empty. We're gonna get it at least a third full. What are you making?
Chicken Alfredo.
Nice. You're not burning down the place?
Not yet. Not yet. I hate cooking chicken. It's actually my least favorite thing to cook, but it tastes so good that it's worth it.
And then also, now that I have some water in there, I can turn on my tank heaters for the fresh black and gray. Dude's got him a new Frisbee. You want to show everyone your new Frisbee? Come here. Oh my gosh. Oh. I guess everything's ready to go for if it does, or not if it does, when it does freeze tomorrow morning. Anyways guys, I do think that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one.